Chris, what's going on?
Happy to be
Hey,
here,
what's
bro.
going on?
Long
Super
time,
honor.
brothers. Long time.
It's been a minute. It's a super honor to be with you, man. You've been inspiring me for almost a decade now.
Same.
Damn, bro. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much.
100%.
Yeah. Big gratitude to you and the community, man. Happy to serve your peeps today and give some value around groups. But me and Landon both have been following you for a long time, bro.
Dudes, thank you so much. We're gonna have a little bromance here before we kick this off. You know what I mean? We're gonna bro out here for a second. All right, guys, listen. Let me intro these two dudes. They are some real hustlers. I've also known of them, and we were connected in previous businesses and just in this community. It's not really a big industry. Like, it may seem big, but you sort of get to know people after you've been in the industry for a couple of years. These guys have always been solid dudes, always striving to get around good people. I know you guys spent a lot of time with the late Mark Hoverson. Did you not hear before he passed away?
Absolutely.
So, what a super stud that guy was and a real legend. So you guys gravitated towards always have gravitated towards the people that I see in this industry who are real rock stars and legends. Mark was one of them. Of course, I believe you were an Empower back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. And now you've sort of blossomed into your sort of paved your own way and blazed your own trail now. And are kicking some major ass, and that's awesome. So I'm excited to I don't know where you guys are going to go with this Facebook groups thing, but if you were to sort of describe the roadmap that we're going to experience here over the next hour or so, how would you summarize that for us?
Let me ask you, what is the experience level of like the majority of the folks on the line? Is it newer or veterans?
Yeah.
Where's everybody at?
I would say it's mostly newer. I would say if you can keep it to, and remember, guys, that's going to be the majority of people. If we can keep things super simple, even a guy like me who you'd consider experienced, I also want to know A, B, C, D before you just jump over and go into LMNOP. So take us back, keep it simple, keep it beginner friendly for us, and so how would you summarize now, knowing the answer to that question, where you're going to take us?
Yeah, so essentially what we'll do is we'll kind of walk through the story of how we stumbled across the power of Facebook groups. So we'll probably spend 10, 15 minutes on that. From there, what we'll do is what we've discovered is there's really 3 pillars to growing a wildly profitable Facebook group, generating clients from that group. So walk through what those pillars are. And it's really the way that Stapes and I do Facebook groups that's very different from how most people do groups. And then we'll kind of talk just about the power of Facebook groups in general and really where we see the platform of Facebook headed in the future.
Well, I believe that Facebook groups are, and you may or may not agree. We'll see. You don't have to tell me now, but I believe that's the future because I believe that the timeline is like a big giant cesspool and people want to be more focused in with who they're listening to, what information they're getting. As a matter of fact, I've tried to clean my timeline up as much as possible so I can focus exclusively on people in our groups. And we have a 20,000 plus person group, and we have a couple of other smaller ones of a couple of thousand. And that's what exclusively I'm focused on when I go on Facebook. And we've seen it, guys. The reason why Legendary Marketers grown the way it has is much in part to our Facebook groups. So I hope that you guys are really, really ready to listen. These two guys are rock stars. They're somebody who you can aspire to kind of see where your career in this industry can go and what you can do when you acquire these skills. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to sort of get out of your way so I'm not a distraction. And guys, get ready for an amazing presentation in next hour or so here with Landon Stewart and Chris Stapleton. Over to you guys.
Appreciate you, bro. I did ask in the comments who here already has a Facebook group to kind of get a gist on some people. I know Justin said started one, haven't went live. Maribel here has a few. So we're going to dive in, guys. Whether you have a group or not, this is going to be really valuable to kind of kickstart, like Dave mentioned, your vision for what's possible if you stick around in this platform for a minute. So Let's dive in, Landon.
Let's do it. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen and we'll pull up our group to kind of show you how it works. And then we'll talk about how you guys can start and grow your own group just like this. But I've actually got a pic pulled up on my screen right now. Dave Sharp, look at this, dude. This is me and you back in 2013. I think I was in like the top 50 or something like that, one of the contests. I was 22, 23 years old. So I've been, both Stapes and I, we both
taking me way back, brother.
Way back. I think this was the Denver event in 2013. But Stapes and I, we both started.
Yeah, Landon actually had his first 6-figure year ever next to you, Dave Sharp, in that, you know, you helped him kind of craft that with all the resources you had in Empower. And then I actually started making a little bit of money in Empower, never broke through full time, but now I'm here. I didn't quit. I stayed in the pocket long enough to really blossom into some of the results that we're creating right now on a monthly basis. So this is our group. We'll kind of show you what we've got cooking and kind of how it looks as an overview, and then we'll dive into the mechanics.
Love it. So we own, me and Stapes, we own a Facebook group together. It's called Clients and Community. Right now, this Facebook group has about 7,500 people in it. This particular group is actually pretty new. We just started it in January of this year. Right now, we're growing it by 80 to 100 people a day. And we use it, you know, very similar to how you would do very traditional internet marketing, to where instead of us offering, you know, a PDF as a lead magnet, though we do offer, you know, PDFs at different places in our business. But instead of that, we basically, you know, use this as our lead magnet. It's like, hey, join our free Facebook group. So we use it as a way to generate leads for our business. Then on top of that, we provide value and content in it, just like you would to, you know, a typical standard email list. Our goal is once we get people joining this Facebook group. So this is a lead group. It's open to the public, so anybody can join it. It's free. And then once people are inside of the Facebook group, we provide value to them. We'll be talking about what types of content we post in the group here in a little bit, how we're growing it by 80 to 100 people a day here in a little bit. And then from there, we monetize the Facebook group. We pitch offers, we pitch our programs inside of the Facebook group very strategically. We do that very different. We call it our undercover method of generating clients from the group, because it's actually a lot of what we do in the group for clients is invisible. You can't even really see it to the naked eye. And so we're going to break down how we grow the group, provide content inside of the group, and then generate clients from it. The story behind this is this. So we started our first group back in January of 2019. So about a year and a half ago now. And we started that group for the main reason that, like many of you guys on the line right now, that you might want to start a Facebook group. We wanted to be able to generate more leads for our business. We wanted a hub for our business where we could provide value. We wanted a place where we could sell to the leads and really cultivate them. So we started a group back in January 2019. At that time, we still didn't know that like we'd become the group guys. We didn't have this big grand vision for the group. It's like, we just want more leads and we want more sales. And so we had that group. It wasn't the main focus of our business. We were really only working inside of that group about an hour or two a day. The majority of our marketing was done through very traditional methods of, you know, a Facebook ad to a standard sales funnel with a capture page, sales video, that style of funnel. That's where all of our marketing was going. And then about halfway through 2019, it would have been about August of last year, we wake up one day and we're like looking at the Facebook group and we're like, holy crap, like we've done 6 figures so far in this Facebook group. And we're only working on the group like an hour or two a day. What would happen if we went all in on this Facebook group? And if we made this Facebook group like the main hub of our marketing, and we actually started running ads to the group and we really went all in on it. So about the middle of last year, we're like, let's go all in on this Facebook group and see what we can do. And that was about 12 months ago now. This month, right, about 12 months later, this month, we'll do over $300,000 in revenue, cash collected revenue, close to $500,000, including payment plans and that kind of thing, in revenue from this Facebook group of only 7,000 people. And so what we want to do here today is really show you exactly how that works and how we do it.
Yeah, what's cool about this, and Dave, I'm sure you can edify this idea, is that, you know, you've been around direct response, you've been around marketing for probably over a decade. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Correct.
What you can probably confirm is that the real principles of marketing are pretty concrete. They're not going anywhere. Human psychology, how to create desire, how to sell, how to generate clients is the same it's been for the last 50 years. But what we've noticed is that in history, typically there's patterns, there's ebbs and flows in the market where there's opportunities that open and opportunities that close. And 10 years ago, it was like build the list. It's the relationship with the email list. It's the build that email list and sell to that list. Well, what we've noticed has been on top of email, of course, we use email. We're actually directing and kind of reinventing what that list could be. And just like Landon was mentioning, we treat this as a hub and as an email follow-up list, of essentially a conversion piece in our business, that we treat this almost like an email list in full color, where we can broadcast out a piece of value and get feedback in real time and see the faces. And you can't see that. You can't capture that in email. So what we're going to be doing today is really showing you how we've reinvented groups to almost be like the new sales funnel, to almost be like the new email list in full color, by treating it and really rallying behind it with the same direct response principles we've learned the last couple decades, if that makes sense.
That's why you're here, because I know you guys are doing this as good or better than anybody else out there in the game right now. And I'm seeing your ads too. They're hitting me like crazy. I mean, so yeah, it's in direct response.
Bikini ads coming soon, bro.
Huh?
Kidding. I said the new bikini ads coming soon, but I'm messing around.
Well, and you're right. Guys, when you learn the skills, when you understand keyword research for, creating content, when you understand copywriting and how to, write an ad in an attention grabbing headline, that's going to carry on for decades to come. That's never going to change. The only thing that's going to change is the channel. And you guys are just tapping into groups before the rest of these crusty old marketers out here who are still just pounded on the email are doing it. And that's why you're here. So beautiful. I couldn't agree more.
Love it. Yeah, we just saw that Tony Robbins, some of you guys might have seen it, but Tony Robbins, for his latest launch of UPW, he actually did the pre-anticipation for that launch and built that launch into a challenge Facebook group. That grew from 0 to 300,000 people in like a week.
What was the launch numbers on that? He did like over 10 mil, right?
Yeah, it was 22,000 UPW tickets sold, and that was through a Facebook group. So what we're about to teach you guys here today, we believe can be a big piece of the future. I love what Dave said right as we were popping on, which is choose a platform and really go all in on that. Like even for Stapes and I, we're doing $300,000 a month with this Facebook group, and we haven't even started a YouTube channel yet. You know what I mean? YouTube's coming. That's going to be a place that we'll definitely latch onto and scale some traffic with. But all of the results that we're creating right now is from one platform. It's one offer, one ad strategy, one platform. It's one thing, and you can really go create a multiple six-figure a year income with just one thing. But does everything that we've said so far make sense? Go into the chat and just say if this piece, if you're catching some of the vision, and then we'll dive into some of the tactics of this and really how we do this. That's very unique, very different from the way that most people do Facebook groups. We've got, I love it, beautiful. Frank says Facebook's focusing on groups a lot. Absolutely. They ran ads in the last Super Bowl for groups. They're running radio ads. I hear them almost every day.
It's a big deal. Like Dave mentioned before, then what Mark Zuckerberg is discovering and all the team at Facebook, they're spending millions of dollars in development and research into groups and the psychology of their users. And they've scientifically proven, there's articles about it. Mark Zuckerberg just announced this at the F8 conference on stage, is that with their studies, they're actually finding that the users of Facebook are scientifically happier spending their time inside of groups than they are scrolling the cesspool of the newsfeed. They're actually going to be expanding. They're looking for more opportunity in the next 2 to 3 years to actually open up some more ad revenue as well. And right now, if you go through groups, there's no ads anywhere. So it's a pure platform. Eventually, we'll be able to place ads in groups, which is actually really exciting for people that do paid ads. But there is a massive mission on Facebook to transfer over a lot of the focus on the actual mobile app, on the desktop app, and in their advertising to grow these groups and to grow these channels. Facebook actually just switched over their entire mission statement to building communities versus building connection. Okay. So this is a massive play on Facebook over the next 2 to 3 years, and we're going to get ahead of it. Just like Google back in 2010, the wild, wild west of printing money, literally placing an ad to a sales letter and making bank. That's kind of over with Google. Okay. This is the next opportunity that we're really taking advantage of, because we know that trends come and go. The vehicles change, but the principles are rock solid. So we're going to use our marketing capabilities to leverage these platforms while the door is wide open and the opportunity is growing.
Love it. So let's talk about it. We've got 3 pillars that we're going to break down for you guys right now. And these are the 3 pillars that you can use to go and start and grow a wildly profitable Facebook group of your own. I know some of you guys have a group already. Some of you guys do not. If you do not yet have a Facebook group, it's all good. If you watch this training today and you're like, holy crap, I see the opportunity, I see the potential, you can literally go to Facebook, click groups on the homepage, and you can start up a Facebook group. But what we're going to talk about today, though, is the 3 pillars. And this is the part of the training where you might want to start taking a little bit of notes. So I'll mention I'll rattle off the 3, and then we'll dive into each. So pillar number 1 is growth. Pillar number 2 is content. And then pillar number 3 is monetization, or essentially extracting clients from the group. Those are the 3 pillars. Pillar number 1 is growth. So the way that most people teach to do Facebook groups, and it's a little different than kind of the way that we do it. Most of the other people that teach groups, it's like you can grow your group without spending any money on paid advertising, right? So they're basically like, go private message people to get people joining your Facebook group, go hit the pavement to get this group out there. And while there can be, some strategy in doing that in organic, right now our group's growing by 80 to 100 people a day, and about 10% of the growth of the group comes from organic, just comes from literally people searching for different groups inside of this, the search bar at the top of Facebook. Some of it comes from suggested groups instead of other people's groups. But the majority of the growth that our group has actually comes strategically on our end through paid advertising, right? We run ads, and we'll talk in a second about how we do that, how our ads work, but we actually run ads into this group. And what that allows us to do is a couple of things. Number 1, running ads allows us to target the people that we want to join the group specifically. A lot of times when we see organic growth, whether it's just, people searching and finding it or whatever it is, spamming other people's groups, it's like random people joining your group that may or may not be targeted and that may or may not be very likely to purchase your products and services. And so what we do instead is through ads, just like you would run ads to a standard sales funnel, we're able to target the exact people that we want joining our Facebook group. So we're actually willing to pay upwards of $20 per group member, essentially per lead. We're willing to pay up to $20 per group member because the people who are joining our group are so targeted and they're the exact person that we want to attract.
Yeah, it's the difference between a curiosity click, which is a little bit more organic. They might see it on the suggested, they're clicking around, they see your banner, right? And most people don't even read the description of groups before they click that join button, but their curiosity clicks organic. Free leads are cool, but we always focus on quality over quantity. So with our ads, we're able to use the words and the copy on those ads to really attract the right people. And those are called clarity clicks. So we always go for clarity clicks over curiosity clicks. That's our focus. And it's a big difference. We've tested both. We've grew our group organic, and now we're growing our group with paid ads, and we're seeing a tremendous difference in the quality of leads that are joining our group and converting actually into paid clients.
I love it. I mean, write that down. Curiosity clicks versus clarity clicks. Not all leads are created equal. Some people, their goal is to get the cheapest lead. And sometimes we'll have clients start working with us. They're like, how much should I pay per group member? Is it good if I'm getting group members for under $3? We're like, we like to pay more per group member. We want to pay $20 plus, because what we find is that each group member we generate is worth in between $120 to $150 to us within their first 30 days of being inside of our Facebook group. And so because they're worth so much to us, we're able to pay so much to acquire them, which is what's allowing us to scale our ad spend at a rapid rate. In January of this year, we were only spending $2,000 to $3,000 a month on ads. This month we'll spend close to 60,000 on ads. And again, we didn't start there. We're scaling ad spend with the profits that the ads are creating for us. This month we'll spend 60, just like, Dave said, he's like, I'm starting to see you guys ads everywhere. We're really scaling. Next month we'll spend $90,000 to $100,000 on ads, which for us is pretty nuts. Last year, we only did 200,000 total for the year. And now we're doing 200,000 to 300,000 a month in revenue inside of our business. And you're able to scale like that when you really crack the code to being able to spend $1 and make $3, $4, $5, $10 in return, which is the second big benefit of growing your group with paid ads. A lot of times, again, organic growth comes with your boots on the ground, maybe through DMing people or spamming other people's groups or whatever it is. In doing that, you're not able to scale your group at a rapid rate. You're not in control over the growth. It's like, what are you going to do? Go from, spamming 20 people a day to 1,000 people a day? The rate at which you can grow your group is capped by how much time you have available. Whereas for us today, in January, we were growing this group by 10 people a day, and now it's growing by 80 to 100 people a day. And the only difference is a couple of clicks inside of our ads manager to just simply scale up ad dollars. And now we're able to scale up the rate at which our group grows. And what you'll want to do as you guys start growing your group is it's very important that your group grows by new people every single day. One of the biggest challenges that we see a lot of our clients face with their groups is that their group is stagnant in growth. And this is a giant problem. And the reason why it's such a big problem is because the newest person in your group is the most excited to be there. Okay. And that's something that you're going to want to write down. And this is probably true for your email list. This is true for a lot of pieces of your business. I mean, for
if you're not generating leads, you're in trouble.
Like the newest person is the most, same with clients. Your newest client's your most excited client. So for us generating new clients on a daily basis actually gets the clients who've been around for a while more excited to be there. It's just like, I'll give an example. So Stapes and I, we live in Scottsdale, Arizona, right? We live in Scottsdale, and Scottsdale is paradise. You know what I mean? It's in the middle of the desert, but there's greenery everywhere. We've got palm trees everywhere. It's paradise. And after living here for a little while, I kind of get used to like the paradise around me. And then when my parents come and visit, they're seeing everything for like the first time. And they're like, and all of a sudden I start seeing everything with a fresh set of eyes. So when new people start joining your group and they're excited about the live streams, they're excited about the content because it's new, it actually allows the people who've been in your group for a while to start seeing your group with a fresh set of excited eyes.
We like to have our clients at a minimum of about 10 people a day, which is not hard to do. It is not hard to do. A minimum of 10 people a day to maintain that energy and scale from there. But anything under 10, it's like you're just leaving money on the table. You're leaving energy and the amount of impact you can have inside these groups. Just like Landon mentioned, it really sets the tone for new members. So new eyes or new energy, it really does matter. We have processes in place to really highlight and magnify new members and all of that. So it's an important piece.
Love it. So again, so what we do to grow the group is we run ads. The ads that so today at scale, we're having to use a couple of different ad strategies to get to about $500 per day in ad spend. So this would work for most of you starting at 10 to 20 a day, 100 a day, 200 a day, was we literally had the simplest ads ever that were legit, like want blank benefit. You know what I mean? So like, it's like want to start an online business, and obviously be careful with compliance and things like this. But it's like, for us, we help people get clients. We help them start Facebook groups. It's like, want to start a Facebook group for your business. That's kind of the main hook that we have with people working with us. So you'd have your main hook, the main benefit. It's like, join our free group. Inside, we do content on these 3 or 4 topics, right? So for us, it's like client acquisition, building communities with Facebook groups. So we had 3 or 4 little benefits. And then it's like, tap here to join our Facebook group now. And it was literally the simplest ads ever got us to about, and we still to this day spend about $500 a day on legit those simple little ads that are basically just very benefit driven to what the Facebook group is. Tap here to join the Facebook group.
We noticed in the beginning when we started testing this is that people really gravitated toward this type of lead magnet. You know, while 80%, 90% of people are running ads to audited webinars, different things like that, automated webinars, trainings, things like that. It's all good. Those things still can work, but there's something about a community and a group that's hard to replicate. It really helps you stand out as an authority. It really helps you be unique in the market. And we're using our group as that value add. Join our group. We've got live trainings. See what we're doing here.
Would you guys mind if I
take a look around?
Would you guys mind if I pulled up an ad of yours that just came across my
100%?
You just see one on the news feed?
Well, I see them on the news feed all the time.
There we go.
But
Yep.
this was one of them that just came across not too long ago. And the ad copy reads, want to turn your Facebook group into a client getting machine. I mean, very similar to what you guys just said. Download our free Grow Your Group guide for coaches and course creators. Inside, we'll share with you how we're growing our group by 30 to 50 people and using paid ads at a 10x ROI. Why providing too much content inside your group might be hurting your chances of landing premium clients and what to do instead. And our undercover method for converting free group members into high-paying clients within 24 to 48 hours of joining our group. Tap here to download. So I would assume you guys are bringing them, okay, to so I don't know if that's the next part of your strategy or whatever that you were going to go over, but anyways, I've seen obviously you're giving it's a picture of you two just like pointing to. And if you're ever going to give something away, one thing that I want to point out about this ad is like we sold our, hold on.
Props.
Yeah, props. Hold on.
Yep. Really, really key. This will be a good tip for everybody when it comes to eye-catching ads that stop the scroll.
Yeah. So I wrote this ebook this last year and we've sold, 10, probably almost 100,000 copies, but I printed it off. I went and I bought I had printed at FedEx 3 copies. And why? Just because I wanted to hold it in ads, just because I wanted to do this. So if you guys have a little giveaway, which having a little giveaway or a download or something like that is always going to convert better than just saying, hey, how you doing? Like, want more, whatever, like just showing them something. Like even if you look at our sales page, like, or one of our sales pages anyways, like if you scroll down, you'll see lots of visuals. Now, what are we selling? We're selling a 15-day challenge and some bonuses and stuff come with it, some templates, but showing those templates, like I'm not holding them in my hands on the sales page, but showing the thing that somebody's getting increases the perceived value. So on top of being great copy, you guys always have great images on your ads. And one of the things, obviously the download is even Landon's pointing at it.
Right.
So if you guys are going to be spending money on advertising, these little, tips that some of you guys might overlook, this stuff is natural to you guys because you've been doing it for a long time. You don't even think about it. But if you guys are wondering how are these guys getting such quality people and how are their ads working so well, part of it is just what I broke down there. Download our thing, going that extra mile to getting it printed off, pointing at it and saying, here's the thing you're going to get. It's just like nobody catches fish by just yodeling down into the thing and saying, I've got bait, right? You send the damn thing down in the water and you dangle it in front of the fish's face, right?
Yep.
There's an analogy for you. All right.
That's a good one. It's just like, it's the small hinges that swing the big doors. It's the small tweaks over time that really add up to a high converting process. Great tip.
I love it. I mean, even so, what Dave just showed there, those are some of the ads that we're kind of scaling with now. Again, the first 500 or so a day, and even what we're spending about 500 a day on right now is just join our group. And now we're kind of scaling with kind of a PDF lead magnet. And then from there, once they download, it's like, hey, now join our Facebook group. But we love using props. So for example, when we were telling people to join our Facebook group, we'd have a picture of us holding our computer with the Facebook group. And you have to be a little careful on that just because Facebook doesn't necessarily like you showing their platform. So we would kind of cut it to where you couldn't see the F at the top. You know what I mean?
You can see
And
the
then
banner.
we would show our Facebook group on like a laptop. Imagery, when you guys start running ads at a high, how many of you guys are running Facebook, like paid advertising right now? Say me in the comments just so I can get an idea. But when you start running ads, what Stapes and I have found some of the biggest secrets for our ads, and we're testing probably 2 to 3 new images a day right now in our business. And what we're finding is that the pictures that convert the highest is, number one, super bright. Things that are bright on Facebook just pop, they stand out, they stop the scroll. Number 2 is faces, right? Like having our face smiling, good, vibrant energy, that helps. And then our secret number 3 is using props, whether it's you showing the group, whether it's you showing the PDF. I mean, even if you're going to have people register for a webinar, you could legit print off the first image and it's like, watch the webinar. You know what I mean? It's like
you could have it on your phone with the registration, whatever. We use phones a lot too.
Props help a ton. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and this gets into a little bit more advanced territory. So just, put your advanced marketing hat on for those of you who are a little newer into your business. But Facebook, they do not allow you running ads right to your Facebook group, unfortunately, because they look at it as a trademark. You can't run to any internal Facebook link.
They just want to protect their brand name. They don't want any weird groups out there like, this is Facebook group. This is backed by Facebook. Join my weird group, So they just want to keep their brand and their trademark out of marketers' hands as a whole.
Exactly. And so what we do is we'll run to a bridge page. This is for our Grow Your Group guide. So this is like a PDF little guide that we give away for free as a lead magnet. But the same principle applies even for our ads that are like, hey, join our Facebook group. We'll send them to a page just like you guys see right here, a very standard, typical lead capture page. That typically if it's, hey, join our Facebook group, the top is like, join our Facebook group. Very congruent from capture page to the ad, right? Because we gave them a promise in our ad. This ad was download our free guide. So the very first thing they see, the last words they read on the ad was tap here to download the guide. The first thing they read on the next page is download your guide. We're immediately delivering on the promise of the ad, which again, that's micro, but these little micro pieces add up big time. And
here's the thing you'll find with me and Landon is we're not really ad guys, we're copywriters.
Right.
We like, you throw me and Landon in the back office of Facebook ads and our brain starts to hurt. You give us a capture page and an ad to write, and that's how our ads pull so hard.
100%.
Yep.
So then what we do, that's ninja. This is like trade secret. So then what we do is, so instead of, so what we did initially is we'd have them click the button, it would go to a bridge page, and then the button would just be right into the Facebook group, because we were really only using the bridge page initially just to be able to run ads into the Facebook group. So they'd go to the bridge page, they'd click the button, it would just take them right to the Facebook group. What we do now, though, you'll notice that this button says send to Messenger. And so what we do now is when they come to our page to join our group or to download the guide, they'll click the button and it actually takes them into a messenger sequence that we're using ManyChat to facilitate. And before someone joins our Facebook group, we actually get them as a ManyChat lead as well, a messenger lead. And then we're able to private message and follow up through Messenger as well as the Facebook group. And then when people join our Facebook group, we ask them for their email address, and we have technology that'll take that email address and put into our autoresponder that we actually developed ourselves. It took us like 6 to 8 months to develop that. And then we email them as well. So we call it the trifecta lead. When somebody joins our Facebook group, we've got them on ManyChat, in our Facebook group, and on our email list. And now all of a sudden we're hitting everybody on top of being able to retarget everybody. So like somebody hits
Landon
one time and we got them. Yeah.
I just heard something, man.
Yeah.
I hope so. That was big.
Never mind. It was just a value bomb. Back over to you.
I love it.
Yeah. And some people look at your guys are spending $20 per lead. Well, number one, if we're spending 20 to make 120, like we're okay with that. But number two, very rarely are you able to get that trifecta lead. We're getting the ManyChat, email, and a Facebook group member. That's what we call the trifecta lead. So we've got them on all these different platforms. That's going to tie into our content strategy that we're going to teach you here in just a second. Really important you understand that.
That's beautiful. So, I mean, if you look at like our subscribers, like, so we're getting 100 people a day joining the Facebook group, 80 to 100. We're also getting like 120 people a day joining our mini chat list. We're also getting, if I would go to Aweber, I don't know what the stats are today, yesterday, but around 100 or so people a day joining our email list as well, 124 yesterday. So we're getting 100 leads a day on 3 different mediums to be able to follow up, because different people consume content through different mediums, right? Like some of the people that join our Facebook group, they're not even really Facebook users. They just kind of like, they use Facebook, but they're not avid Facebook platform people. And so they might not even really check our Facebook group, but they might check email. And now we've got them on email and they're seeing us there. So we've got them all over the place, which is really, really valuable. So that's essentially how we grow the group. Just like Dave said, we showed, we use ads just like that. It's either to a lead magnet, then to our Facebook group, or it's right to our Facebook group. And then we get people joining our Facebook groups. That's really how we're growing the group like crazy right now. And there's organic methods of doing it as well. But just like Sage touched on earlier, the magic number we find is a minimum of 10. And I think that's even true for email. Obviously, as you
true
grow
for any business, you need oxygen.
Right. As you grow your business, you can scale way past that. Again, we're at 80 to 100 right now. But at minimum 10 leads a day, whether it's email or Facebook group, is really what we find really moves the needle to where all of a sudden you could be in a place where you're starting to get more leads and more people wanting to work with you. Then you have time to really even follow up with all those people, and you have sales that get kind of lost in the cracks, which sounds scary in the beginning, but it's like one of the best things, because it really shows that like when you start talking to people, they can tell through your posture that you don't need the sale. And in the beginning, you almost have to kind of like trick your mind that like, I don't need this sale, but even though you know it's your only lead you're talking to that week. And so deep down, you're like, I kind of do need this sale. Whereas all of a sudden you start having so many people reaching out to you, wanting to work with you, that all of a sudden internally, it's like, I don't need this sale. And then that's when everybody starts buying, magically enough.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one.
Patrick saying this is great stuff. Justin saying, I'm definitely going to scale this info. Thank you guys. Cool.
Beautiful. So let's talk number 2, which is group content. For some people, this can kind of be like the scariest part. They're like, what would I even say inside of the Facebook group? And so we'll talk about what we do. We do content inside of groups very differently than most people, just like we do with growth. So, you know, a lot of people in our space, like competitors of ours, they teach to essentially do as much content as possible. So they're like overwhelmed this group with content. So there's people, we have clients
every day. Sometimes twice a day.
Yeah. We have clients when they first start working with us, they're posting like 2 to 3 times a day in their group. And we're like, whoa. That's way too much. We're like, why would anybody buy if they've got you for free all day inside of your Facebook group?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doing way too many live streams in the group, too many posts. We found there's a very strategic balance inside of a free group with the amount of content you give and the amount of people purchasing. Okay. Really important to understand that. We'll talk about it right now and how we do things a lot differently than most people and how we spend most of our time promoting content versus creating it.
Let's talk about it. So first, what I'll do is I'll talk about amount of posts per week, and then we'll talk about like what those posts should actually be. So inside of our Facebook group, we only post in the group like 2 to 3 times a week, and that's it. So we're not doing a ton of content inside of the Facebook group. What makes us unique is exactly what Sage just said, though, is we actually spend more time promoting the content we create than creating the content we create. And I'll give some examples of this. So this is a live stream that we hosted inside of our group on Monday. We call this pillar content, and it's a content type that we'd recommend every person on the line, if you want to do a Facebook group, do, which is essentially a weekly live stream. We've been hosting a weekly Monday live stream inside of our Facebook group for over, it would have been since January, 2 years straight. We've been posting a weekly live stream inside of our Facebook groups. And for us, this actually does a lot of the heavy lifting for us as the core piece. I mean, for us, we could legit just do this live stream and that's it every week. And most people would say that our group is one of the most valuable groups in the world, just based on the live stream. It allows us to build a bond with the people who are joining the group. At the end of each live stream each week, we have a soft call to action to work with us. So it actually is a way that we generate clients. So it's bond plus clients.
Gets us in front of the new 80 people a day that are joining the group and keeps that fresh, that consistency what we've done is we've taken kind of a super principle from Hollywood in the entertainment industry, is that consistent prime time show. Consistent, same time, same place, every single week. You do that for 2 years like us, and all of a sudden we're getting, 140 people tuning into these every single week on average with our call to action. And maybe Landon will break that down a little bit, but we make an average from anywhere from $50 to $80,000 every single time we do this weekly live stream.
Hey, can you guys just hold on? I need to go get a pencil. I just broke my last pencil taking notes. Back over to you.
Dude, I love the one-liners. We need to have you on these Monday live streams with us.
The king of one-liners.
As our hype man.
Yeah.
So we do this live stream. Now, what you don't see here, right? So this live stream, when we were live this Monday, I think we had like 140 people tuning into it live. We obviously didn't start that way. Like many of you who are just starting, you might have like 2 people or 3 people. I mean, I remember doing conference calls in like 2010 when I was 19 that nobody listened to. So it's okay if you start off small, but the reason why we're able to get 140 people tuning into this thing is everything that isn't seen to the naked eye. So, I'll give you guys some examples of this. So number one, when we do anything inside of our business, live streams included, we don't just do them, right? So it's not like all of a sudden Stapes and I are just live and people get a notification like, wait a second, Landon and Stapes, like they're live right now. I had no idea they were going live. No, that's not what we do. Just like Apple doesn't release an iPhone and you're walking by the Apple store and you're like, holy crap, like there's a new iPhone. No, we build anticipation first. So what we do is a same day, what we call anticipation post, where this morning, right, the Monday morning that we were doing this live stream, Stapes did a full post.
I've got it pulled up if we want to flash it.
100% flash it. So
you can keep going.
A full post breaking down, and here it was. This was this Monday for this Monday's live stream, breaking down exactly what this live stream is going to be, getting people excited for it, building hype around it. And it's like, hey, if you'd like to tune in, drop a comment and let me know. And you could scroll down and show we had 100+ people drop a comment saying, hey, I want to tune in.
We'll zoom down, and this is one little tip here is we actually tag all of our new members that join the Facebook group the last couple of days. So we do as much as we tag as many people as we can. You could do that with one button click in the Facebook group, and you can auto tag all our new members. But just like Landon mentioned, we have anywhere from 60 to 90-ish people, sometimes 100 people typing offer, like this is the call to action word, offer, offer, offer. All these people building anticipation in their mind to say, I'm attending this thing. I'm jumping on.
Love it.
We build anticipation, just like Hollywood builds anticipation for movies. Apple doesn't release an iPhone without anticipation, my friends. So it's really, really key. It's the spice of our group a lot of times is the anticipation that we build into our trainings.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So we do this anticipation post in the morning. And then again, we have this email list and we have a messenger list that we're growing as new people are joining the Facebook group. So we also broadcast everybody with that anticipation post saying, hey, we're going live. And then 15 minutes before we go live, we broadcast out an email list and a message to our messenger following, hey, we're going live. So we're rallying energy around this live stream. So again, we only do a couple posts a week, but the posts we do, we promote the crap out of to actually have people see that. So we go deep with our content instead of wide. We create one great piece of content and we get everybody watching it. And then the next day, so now we do this, it's live. Then the recording of it's right there inside of the Facebook group. So then the next day we blast out the replay to everybody that couldn't tune in live. So again, most people, they're doing daily live streams, whereas we'll do one a week. And then what we do after that live stream is done is we make sure everybody actually sees it and we get that thing seen. So that's one of our posts that we do every single week. And someone asks, is that included in the 3? Yes, that's included in the 3 that we do. On a typical week for us, we'll do about 3 posts. And again, some weeks it might be 4, some weeks it might be 1 or 2. So it's not every single week. It's not like a hard rule for us. But on average, we'll do about that weekly live stream. On top of that, we'll do a written post that's typically value-based.
I've got a share right here, Landon, based on on your post last week, value post.
And we'll break down how we do that here in a second. That's very unique for us. If you want to go ahead and share, Stapes. And so we'll do a value post inside of the Facebook group. And here's a value post that I did inside of the group. And I'll break down how we do value posts in a minute. And so we'll do something of value. And then typically the other post that we do each week is like a question post. And so you could probably find one of those where it's basically the main purpose of the post is to get a lot of engagement. Because what happens is if people are engaging in your group, they're more likely to see content in your group in the future. So it'll be a question post, you know, an engagement bait type post.
Got 170 people here. Another big one is as you start to get client wins, you're going to notice them sprinkled all across our group. Okay. Yes. So we share client wins as they come in. Really, really key as you guys start to experience that.
Love it. Love it. So the biggest question that we get with content, and I'll kind of break this down for you guys, and then we'll get to monetization. So the biggest question that we typically get around content is, you know, some of you guys are, I'm sure, are affiliates where you're selling other people's things. Some of you guys might have your own products and services, and you have your own courses or your own coaching programs. So one of the biggest questions that we get, especially from people that have their own coaching or courses, things like that, is like, how do I differentiate between the free content that I give in my free lead group and then like content that people purchase from me inside of like the paid programs and inside of my paid Facebook communities? Like, what's the difference? Like, they're both like value. What's the difference between these two pieces of content? So our free group is on a couple of things. The content that we do in the free group is what, why, and beliefs. Okay. So we teach very similar to what we're doing right now on this call with you guys. So if you break down what we're really doing during this training with you, it's a lot of what, right? It's a lot of, you know, here's what we're doing with Facebook groups. It's a lot of why, here's why we're doing it. And it's a lot of belief shift just around Facebook groups in general and the power of it. So it's a lot of what, why, and beliefs. So our free content, our free group, it's still value, especially to people that don't know the what and the why and the belief shift. It's value. But then inside of our paid programs, it's all of the step-by-step how. So like we showed you our ad, right? Like we showed you, that's the what. We run ads to our group. That's the what. And we tell you why we run ads to our Facebook group. Then inside of paid programs, it's like, okay, here's how to actually do it. Here's how to write the ad. Here's how to place the ad. Here's how to split test. Here's how to scale. Here's how to optimize. Here's all of the how, step-by-step videos. So the free content, what, why, and belief shifts. Paid content, step-by-step how to do.
Go into the comments and let us know if you understand that idea and that principle, because it's really, really key. One of the biggest questions we get is like, how do I delineate free content versus paid? And that's exactly how. You keep the free very broad, principle-based, big idea. Here's what I do and why I do it. And then the paid content is obviously much more cultivated, streamlined, much longer in length. We only got 45 minutes on these live streams. We're not going to teach someone how to, you know, run an ad, build a group, how to monetize the group in 45 minutes. So we teach big principle ideas. And at the end of these live streams, it's like, hey, if you're a coach or a course creator and you want to learn these strategies, we can help. Comment this word below and one of our team members will reach out and see what's going on, where you want to go, and how we can help.
Love it, dude. Love it. Yep. So that's pillar number 2.
And Dave, just to confirm, are we done at the top of the hour?
Oh, yeah.
Just to confirm it, because we'll dive into monetization.
We can spill over, man. We can spill over. I mean, we don't want to spill over too long, but I think, guys, should we cut these guys off? Do you think we should cut these guys off? I need to know because it's not about me. Should I cut them off? Should I kick them out right at the top of the hour? Okay, they're saying, God, no, please let them go. So I think
we want to respect your schedule and all that. So we may go over. Let's keep diving in.
Look, I got no life. So I'm here to serve these people. So if they're liking what you have to say, none of them are saying they want to kick you out, man. So I'm going to have to listen to the crowd. Keep going.
Let's talk monetization.
The show must go on. Let's talk about making money. Let's talk about converting your group members into clients. How many of you guys, so I remember when Safes and I first started teaching groups, I remember I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm like talking to my mom, like, we're going to start teaching Facebook groups. And I'm running through all the things that I'm just running you through. Not all of it, but, you know, within reason. But just like all the big picture, like groups, you can do this and this. And I was really excited. And she's like, Landon, like all this sounds great, but like, where's the money? How do people make money with this thing? How many of you guys are ready to talk about client acquisition, how to convert? So again, the way that we do it is so different. It's so different than how most
Landon, I'm sorry. I just got word. I'm going to have to cut you off right before you're going to talk about the money. I'm sorry,
right.
guys.
Right,
Everybody,
Good
we're
night.
going to have to stop here right before they were about to talk about the money. Just kidding. Back over to
Yeah.
you.
I love it. Let's do it.
Everyone's ready.
So we do it different. I'll tee it up with that. How most people do it is we call them like link blasters, right? They're link blasters. So basically they got their link. Maybe it's a capture page. Maybe it's an order form or a sales page or whatever. They've got their link. And what they do is they've got their Facebook group and they'll just blast that link all over the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the links in the description post, the links in the welcome post, the links at the top of every video that they do. There's just links everywhere of their Facebook group telling people to buy all over the place. If you join our group, right, you will find that there is not one single external link anywhere inside of the Facebook group. So if we do have other links in the groups, it's literally to other videos inside of the Facebook group, and that's it. You can't come to our Facebook group and figure out how to buy on your own. You legit can't do it. There's no link anywhere. The reason why we do this is it's strategy, okay? And there's a couple of strategies on why we do this. Number one is that Facebook does not like external links, right? As a platform in general, Facebook's goal as a platform, the value of how much Facebook is worth is based on how many users and how long those users stay on the platform. So Facebook doesn't want anybody leaving. So part of it is just to be in line with what Facebook wants.
With the native platform.
Another big piece of it is when we start blasting our links out all over the place, people can just start kind of like tapping on those with a lot of curiosity, right? They're just like, they don't have any context.
Right.
They have no idea who you are, what you're off. They don't know anything. They're just like clicking on links. They find an order form. They see the price. And like, I don't know if this is for me. Now, later, they've already said no.
They've said no. They've unconsciously made a decision on your offer without context, without being in a sales design, without any emotional increase, literally just clicking links, seeing maybe a price or an application. Okay, got it. That's not really for me right now. So all of a sudden, you got your first no right off the bat on a new member.
Now you have to convert them. Now you have to change their mind. So here's what we do instead. And again, there's some of you on the line that might have different types of products and services. For those of you kind of in the high ticket space, this is 100% what I recommend. And I don't know if there is anybody on the line, but there's anybody online that's kind of in like the e-com type space where you're selling like little widgets. And those types of groups, you might want to have your link around. It's a different purpose. But for those of you in kind of the high ticket coaching affiliate space, this is what we recommend that you do in your Facebook group, and it works amazingly well. Again, right now, every person who joins our Facebook group is worth $120 to us in the first month that they're with us. So we're very profitable, and here's how we do it. So the goal of our Facebook group is one thing. We have one purpose with the entire group, and that is to generate conversations with us. That's it. That's all we do in this entire Facebook group, and I'll explain why we do this and how we do this here in a second. But all we do in the group is our sole focus to generate conversations with us. In the beginning, it was actually conversations with Stapes and I individually, like directly with us. Today, as our company has grown, we do have a team. We have a team of specialists and advisors. And so today, a lot of the combos are done by people other than us. But it started off, Stapes and I think we got close to 100 grand a month with Stapes and I doing all of these combos. So, and essentially what we do is we get conversations started direct, like real conversations, like real combos, not like with a messenger bot, but like real combos where we're really diagnosing problems, and we get people raising their hands wanting these combos. We'll explain how we do that in a sec. But we get people saying, I want to chat with you guys. Then we're diagnosing problems, finding out what they want to accomplish, and then painting what we've got as the cure for their ailment, right? And real combos, okay? And what makes this so powerful is the high touch nature of it. You know, today, people, especially for high ticket, people really love that personal touch that you can provide people. And it makes, people, they'll talk with our team, whether they buy or not, and they're like, that was amazing. Like, thank you guys so much for that service you're providing me. It's like our sales process is now seen as a service to the user.
People are saying yes, mind blown in the comments, the emoji. Here's the thing with I feel like one of the trends where the internet marketing space is headed is that a lot of people for the last 10 years have been really into the high tech, the automation, you know, sit by the beach, make that money on the laptop, and you don't have to talk to anybody. But I feel like lately with a lot of the things we've been learning over the last year to year and a half, building our business up to, you know, 300K a month, a lot of people really enjoy and get a ton of value from that high touch experience. So we're high tech guys, but weaving in that high touch and having that hybrid model is what's absolutely crushing it for us. Conversions have skyrocketed, refunds have plummeted because the buying experience for the user is much more educated. They're not like getting slapped on and reading something and then purchasing and then getting confused about what they get. It's very high touch, high tech. So we're getting actually more client wins, higher impact in the curriculum, less refunds. The people that are purchasing are very educated during the process. So here's what we do to kind of start that snowball effect. And you'll notice that everything we do in the group, from the scarcity of trainings to the way we onboard our members here with these questions, all tie in to that high touch conversation to where it's like, wow, like these guys aren't really super active in the group, but now I'm talking to one of their team members. I've got a chance to really figure out how these guys can help me.
Exactly. So what we do in our Facebook group is everything is designed to get someone to raise their hand and say, I want to talk with your team. I want to talk to you guys. And so we have a few different ways that we do this. So number one is when they join the Facebook group. Okay. So when you have a Facebook group, you can actually have approval questions to filter people who are joining the Facebook group. And you can have those you can set those approval questions up to ask whatever you'd like to know about people as you're joining your group. So it can qualify people to make sure they're a good fit to work with you or whatever it is, right? We keep them pretty light. The main question that I want to show you guys right now is this question number 3. So one of the approval questions when they join our Facebook group is like, hey, we help this type of person do this specific thing. Would you like us to private message you the details explaining how? Type yes or no below. So for us, it's coaches and course creators. And for us, it's Facebook groups. For you, it could be entrepreneurs, start digital businesses, or whatever your thing is. I help this person do blank. Would you like me to reach out and explain how we do that? So right now we get 50 to 60% of the people that join the Facebook group, they say yes to this. So, you know, at 80 to 100 people a day join our group, we've got 40 to 50 people coming into our Facebook group every day saying, yes, reach out to me. Okay.
Right off the bat.
That's one way we get yeses. A second way that we get yeses is on that weekly live stream. So we do a weekly live stream, and at the end of every single one, we provide a ton of value. Again, what and whys. Then at the end of it, it's like, who would like to find out how? Like we just talked to you about ads. Who would like to actually find out how we write these ads, how we set them up, how we split this, how we optimize? So and what we do is we do a call to action. It's not who would like to learn this, buy our product. It's only blank price. It's, hey, who would like to figure out how you can do this? We have programs where we're helping folks like yourself. Drop a comment below and someone from our team will shoot you a private message. They'll ask you a couple questions, diagnose the problems, see if you're a good fit to work with us, and then walk you through what that would look like. So drop this comment below, comment, mentor me below, and someone from our team will reach out. And so every week on our live streams, we'll get 20 to 30 people that'll comment and say, mentor me, or whatever our call to action that week is. And then what we have is someone from our team will reach out, start a conversation. And then every other week inside of the Facebook group, we'll do our own standalone post. That's basically like, hey, who would like to talk with somebody from our team? Sometimes it'll be like a freebie, like who would like this, you know, PDF, or who would like to watch this training, drop a comment. Sometimes it's more direct, like, hey, who would like to start working with us, drop a comment. So we have all these different touch points in our Facebook group that's designed to get people raising their hands, saying, hey, I'd love more info. Somebody reach out to me. And then what happens next is we have someone from our team. And again, in the beginning, this was just Stapes and I. We were doing
we'll pretend as if it's just you for now.
Perfect. So we reach out to them on Facebook. Now, some of the people that are going to want us to talk to them and some of the people that are going to want to work with us are a really good fit for what we have to offer. And other people, they're not such a good fit for what we have to offer. Maybe they aren't financially qualified. Maybe their mindset isn't right. Maybe they're, you know, for us, we work with a very specific type of business model. So maybe they aren't a business model fit, whatever it is. They're just not a good fit. And so what we do inside of that messenger combo is we'll just ask people a couple questions to qualify them, right? Like, hey, what type, like, do you have any experience in business? Like what type of business model are you involved in now? Like a financial qualifying question that we ask is like, hey, you know, most of our process is done with paid ads. Do you have a little bit of a budget? You could, like, if we taught you our processes, do you have a little bit of budget you could use to spend money on some ads, etc. So we'll ask them a couple of qualifying questions, maybe hit them with a voice message or two of pure value, right? Throughout that, like, hey, one thing I think would be helpful for you. So maybe a little bit of value. And then from there, if we find that they're a good fit, so for us, that means they're in the right business model, they're financially qualified, we feel like we can actually help them. Then what we do is we book them for a strategy session. And for you, this could be a discovery session, this could be a breakthrough session, however you want to frame it. We call it a strategy session. We'll book them in for a strategy session. That's a full 30 to 45-minute call. On that call, we go deeper into their problems, deeper into their wants. And then at the end of the call, if they're a very good fit, we'll pitch our offer. And that's the first time they hear what we've got, is after all that. So they join our Facebook group, they watch a live stream. After they join the group, after the live stream, they still don't know what we have to offer. Then they have to pass a messenger qualification period where we're asking some questions. And then they finally, at the end of a 30-minute phone call, hear our offer. By this point, they are so ready to go. Right now, our guys, so right now our program's 5K. We're raising the price next week to 10K. And our guys are converting at the 5K at close to 60% from offer to close, from like person they speak with to close. And it's because of the process, right? The guys are good, but the process is great. And it leads to this high conversion rate.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Go into the comments and let us know. I know we had a brain dump on the legendary squad today. I know Sharp's got some questions in his back pocket to kind of segue over to everything, but Keon's saying that's amazing. Missy's saying snap.
How many of you got, I mean, drop some fuego. Andre Miller says this is flammable. If he's impressed, then, because that guy doesn't get impressed very easily. He's seen it all.
We'll take it.
So I've got some questions for you, okay? We'll let all that sort of that all is going to marinate in. What I want some personal I'm going to take advantage. I want some coaching while you guys are here, okay? So I'm gonna, you know, the teacher is going to become the student, right? So, okay. So I want to know, because we've got a group and I do live streams every day, and we kind of use our group more for just kind of culture building and stuff. Like, you guys have been in part of my communities before, so you kind of know how I like to build culture, and I like to kind of use places like Facebook groups more for kind of culture building. And I think that your strategy is much better for people on here, because we have a completely separate sales process, right? We push cold traffic and affiliate traffic into sales funnels, and then they get on the phone with us other ways, not through our Facebook groups. So I think we could utilize our own legendary Facebook group, even as a company, to monetize more so than we are, without disturbing the culture, maybe even enhancing the culture, okay, because we're bringing fresh people from the external world in. So my question to you, first of all, is, have you broken down your sales? Are they coming from cold ads, cold traffic into the questionnaire process, and then getting them on the phone and closing that way more? Or are the sales coming from them getting into the group, being there for some time, and then getting onto one of your live streams, commenting, and getting into the group, or getting onto a call and then closing that way more?
Very good question. And I have a fantastic answer. So a couple of things. Number one is that we do track from lead into how long it takes on average for them to purchase. And right now it's about 21 days. So right now they're in our Facebook group for about 21 days. Some people, they will come in, they'll buy within 48 hours. Some people it's like 2 to 3 months, but on average it's 21 days. And so one of the first questions that we ask people, so some people, even who are brand new to the Facebook group, have still been following Stapes and I for a couple of years. And even if they're brand new to our group, our guys and us we'll still kind of consider them like warm leads. If they're like, yeah, like I was following them in the Mark Hoverson days. And so those people, anyone that's warm, we pretty much go straight for a call. It's like, let's get you booked on a call. Now, other people, they'll join the Facebook group and they're legit brand new. I mean, they just saw an ad. They have no idea what Landon Escapes are, so new. And so one of the first questions our guys ask is like, how do you know Landon Escapes? Like, how'd you find us? And it's like, I just saw your ad yesterday. What our guys will do is they'll kind of supercharge that relationship building process. So we have in our unit section, we have 4 videos right here. And these are kind of like the top 4 live streams we've ever hosted that really go over what it is that we do, who we are, how it all works. It goes over our process. I mean, it's the same 3 pillars that we've talked about here today. And so what our guys will do is before they'll go for that strategy session too early to where they get on the phone, they're like, well, I'm just finding you guys. It's like, hey, got it. Like, why don't I send you a couple of really good videos to watch? And I'll follow up with you in a couple of days and kind of see how you like those. So they'll tag them in these couple of videos, follow up a couple of days later, and then gauge the response. Because, yeah, we don't want to go to for a strategy session too early to where they hear the pitch, they say no, and they just weren't ready for the pitch. Like people that watch a couple of our videos, but we don't wait for them, you know, to organically find our live streams. Our guys will make sure like they're hitting them, getting them watching these trainings.
Yeah. Okay. I'll add one thing to that too, Dave, is like, once you get them in the group, the ecosystem starts to kind of take over in a way to where we get a lot of sales from the daily client acquisition, right? The questionnaire to a tag post to a strategy session. But what often happens, which is really unique, is that the people that are in the pipeline in your sales team, in your process, they may be on the fence. They may have a call scheduled next week. They may have already had a call, but now they're kind of playing it in their head if they're going to purchase or not. What happens is the 2 steps, what we call the honeypots in our group, where we do a very strategic post that says, hey, you want to work with us? You want results like us? Comment below. We'll have someone from our team reach out. Or even sometimes the value post and the live streams, what happens is those play into the conversions. So a lot of times we'll do a live stream and we'll have 3 to 4 people that'll reach out inside of our pipeline that have either talked to our guys on the phone or in Messenger and saying, hey, I just saw that last live stream. I'm ready to go now. Or, hey, I just read that value post. I really want to get more info on the team. I think I'm ready to make a decision. So it really is that ecosystem that plays into the conversions and all that.
It's interesting. We're actually going to have do you know Mark Harbert?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, he's actually coming on next. He's actually in the bullpen right now. I was just talking to him, and he's good. So guys, just get ready. We've got Mark Harbert coming on next, and he's actually going to talk about building lead magnets. Nice. But I was thinking about Mark because he created a course for Legendary about building courses, digital courses. And he actually taught in that course to just host your digital course right in Facebook. And when you just showed me that unit section, which we've used in our groups before too, it really is amazing how much you can do with a Facebook group. It's not just a, isolated timeline, right? It's actually got multiple functionality. You can set announcements, and those announcements will actually track the person and show them the announcement that they haven't seen, the most recent announcement that they've never seen. They'll show them the announcements, the units. You can build that out like modules inside of a course like you would normally see in a membership site. So I love that. Makes a lot of sense how you answer that question, because we also, when somebody buys one of our front-end products, low cost, like our challenge or something like that, we put them through 4 or 5 videos to get them familiar with my teaching style, to over deliver on content, and get them to really say in their head, wow, if they gave me all this for free or for a couple of dollars, $5-10, I can't imagine what it's going to be like to continue to work with these guys. And so I love how you were doing that. That should, for many of you guys, eliminate that whole technical, I have to set up a membership site, or I have to code a site, or even I have to use an expensive thing like ClickFunnels. Matter of fact, guys, Legendary Legendary just got our, you mentioned ClickFunnels. Legendary just got
Oh, baby.
you know, from
10X.
I know. Yeah. So we just got our, now we're gonna,
Big congrats, bro.
yeah. So we use ClickFunnels, but you know, we have people who say, I don't want to use that. It costs $97 a month.
Sure.
So, I mean, you know, you guys can go and get a Weber, and you can use your first, they actually have a free account now that you can get up to 500 subscribers. And I think they have built-in landing pages that you guys could, you know, instead of spending money on ClickFunnels, you could just have, or even a Wix. Well, hell, you guys are just using, you guys really don't even need you just need a page that you can paste some code on because you're just using ManyChat.
Right.
So, I mean, my point of saying this is that everything that typically used to cost somebody, you know, money, not tons of money, but money, and all these multiple things that they need to connect, you can get started with a strategy without any of it. Without any of it. Yep. And it's all just, it's really just, and I love also what you said about the high tech blended with a high touch, because I do believe we all as an industry have romanced without the phone, without picking up the phone. I mean, you know, we at Empower back in the day were the inventors of that sort of, you know, I mean, the only person that talked about it before us was Dagan Smith. You know, he was like, do all this without picking up the phone.
And that was the time and place for it.
It was. And just like that offer that we ran back then, 100% commission, so forth, was a good offer for the time. The industry has shifted. People are more intelligent now. The market has become more intelligent. Their sales funnel is not a buzzword that nobody's heard of anymore. So you guys are bringing back, similar to how I credit our success at Legendary, of actually having real conversations. So I love the fact, so when somebody comes in and they sign up on, they go to the landing page and then they get on your ManyChat list, you and or your team, right? But it was you at first, get in and you take over that conversation after the ManyChat automation got it started. Is that what I'm hearing?
So it's actually what we have our guys do, and even us in the beginning, is we actually use our personal Facebook profiles. So what will happen is they'll come into the Facebook group. We use ManyChat for kind of broadcasts and things like that, not as much for the combos. So what happens is once they join our Facebook group and they comment on a post saying, hey, reach out to me, or they say yes in the approval, then what happens, we reach out just right from our personal profile.
I got you. Okay.
Now, we will be testing something over the next few months, Dave, where we're going to actually have our team, just like you said, actually go internally into ManyChat and speak through the client's community page. We're going to be testing some things. They're going to drop a selfie like, hey, it's Matt from Team Client's Community. We're going to humanize it as much as possible, but there is something about those personal profiles that are converting right now.
Now, how do you protect your group from poachers and vultures who come into your group hoping to try to make a quick sale by monetizing your hard work and effort of growing that group by reaching out and personally messaging the people that are inside of your group?
For sure, it happens. So essentially what we do, and what we'd recommend you guys do, is at about 1,000 members, that's when your group is kind of going to start taking on like a life of its own, where you're going to start getting daily posts in the group, your group's growing. Some of the people joining your group are going to have great intentions, some of them not. And so we actually teach our clients how to hire on like a volunteer moderator staff that'll help you moderate the Facebook group. And you can bring that volunteer moderator staff in right from your Facebook group. You just do a post in your group, hey, who would like to be a moderator? And then their role and responsibility is to approve people into the Facebook group. So right now, today, we actually have paid moderators because our group has grown so much, it just makes sense. But in the beginning, it was just free moderators. They would work on it 10 minutes a day. They would approve people into the group. They would get rid of any spam, right? There's like obvious spam, then there's secret spam. So the obvious spam is like, hey, join my Facebook group, or hey, buy my thing. Then there's like the secret spam, which is someone that provides value in your group so that they can get comments going so they can private message everybody. So we teach our members how to look out for both the secret spam and the obvious spam. And so they'll delete it.
I love that, because I mean, the value posting groups are something,
for sure.
They work, but they just, So, and if somebody just but what if somebody just kind of messages somebody before they even Like they don't even they don't even put in the effort to try to make a secret spam post. They just add people who come into your group as friends and then try to attract them over to their timeline for their value post or reach out to them privately. Do you feel that that's just all paying the cost to be the boss? Do you feel that that just kind of comes with the territory, or do you guys have any strategy to deal with that as well?
You know, we always say good luck. It's a hard model to live in. It's not sustainable. You know, we get members that reach out and say, hey, this weird guy's poaching me. We'll just get him out of there. Our moderators do a really good job of vetting people in the front end.
Yeah.
So we only allow US and like no third world countries. We actually have our moderators vet out profiles. So we actually take a peek at people. Obviously, that's not going to determine whether they're a spammer or not. We do the best we can on the front end. Then we have our moderators go and comment on like value posts and things like that to see if we can maybe they reach out to them and stuff. But we do a good job. I mean, one of the things that we've done with our group that's pretty powerful is that if you land in our group and you scroll for 5 seconds, you know that we own this group. We run this group. It's all our lives. It's all our value. And we've actually done it by training our members to lean into our content. And we don't get like hundreds and hundreds of posts a day from all sorts of different people. And that's taken time to, like you mentioned, create the culture we want.
Yeah. So that leads me to my next question, which is letting everybody post versus just you guys, the admins of the group, post. Where do you fall on that topic?
So we do allow anybody to post inside of our Facebook group, but we really don't incentivize it. So there was a time when we actually thought we wanted to get as many people posting in our Facebook group as possible. We're like, we want this to be a big community where everyone's doing their own posts. So someone would do a post, and then what we would do is we'd mail them like a book for doing the post. Then we'd do a post in our group like, so-and-so just did a post in our group, start doing more posts. We just sent him a free gift. And so we wanted to incentivize it. Today we don't. We really like our content being the main content in the group, but we still do allow other people to post in the group, but it doesn't get a ton. We get maybe 2 to 3, 4 posts a day from other people outside of us. And we're the main content providers of the group, and we really like that.
Yeah. So last question from me. Kate, let me do a Kayla question. She said, do you ever clean your email list of people with no engagement over long periods of time? So do you guys scrub your list at all, your email list?
Yep.
Email list and mini chat, we don't.
About once a quarter.
Because some people, like what we found with Facebook groups is, especially with like higher level producers, a lot of them don't engage. Like Stapes and I, when we're in groups, we don't engage a ton. And so some people—
Good buyers. That's a big thing to understand. I had to cut you off there.
Yeah.
Sometimes your best buyers are the sleepers of your group. They're watching, they're not clicking. They're studying, but they're not commenting. So sometimes people are like, we got to get the people that aren't engaging out of my group. I'm going to purge the group, purge the list.
Wow.
Sometimes those are your best buyers. Like producers, Dave, I don't see you commenting on a bunch of posts all day long, commenting on ads, clicking links. Like, you watch and you buy when you're ready.
Yeah.
Good people typically are sleepers on social media.
That is an interesting point, Jamelia. That is an interesting point.
Yeah, email lists and mini chat we do scrub because you can monitor opens. And so if they're not going to even open, we scrub mini chat and
opens. You got to open it, but
all right. Last
kind of live and breathe. We don't purge members because there's people that buy. We'll check their member join rate, and it's a year ago. Not a single comment and not a single post.
Wow.
Like, we can track their member engagement, and it's wild. They're like, I've been watching you for over a year. I've been in here for 9 months, and I've never liked anything, but I've been watching closely.
Right. Last question from me, and you guys are just went all out here. I go live every day. All right. I go live every day, and we've been doing this Wake Up Legendary show. If I can take the screen from you real quick.
You could show us.
I've been doing this.
I'd love to see your model.
Yeah. I've been doing this Wake Up Legendary show in our community. Like a lot of our people on our team have been contributing to that as well. But meaning like some of our advisors and kind of our team members. But we actually go live on our fan page. All right.
Okay.
And then what we do, and we go live every day. So you can see that, you know, we like have guests on and people who are getting results in our community, and like,
Yeah.
and I go live every day. Now this fan page has got about 10,000, 11,000 likes on it, and like tons of unsolicited reviews. Like people just come over here and they end up leaving. We've got 479 just unsolicited. Like we've never asked for a review,
That's
and
great.
it's 4.9 out of 5. So this is like our page. It's kind of the page that we focus on as a company as well. I mean, I've got a fan page that's got 50 or 60,000 likes on it, but we don't even, I mean, we share these, I guess, over to that page, but we don't pay this page much attention because we're just kind of focused, and I'm focused on Legendary. But then what we do is we share these lives into the group, right? So if you go to our Legendary Marketer group, it's our main group with 20 something people, 22,000, almost 23,000 people in the group. It's pretty like high engagement. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we
know, Matt.
we share those lives into the group. So it kind of perked my ears a little bit when you said promoting content. It's kind of a two-part question. Like you said, promoting content, then going live once a week. Do you, in your opinion, have you ever gone live every day? And obviously you could still promote the content every day, but have you ever gone live every day? Because we do feel that we've seen a massive uptick in sales and engagement by me being live every day. And like people seeing like, holy crap, the CEO of this company that I'm about to invest my time and money into is like here every day going live. Like we feel that that's had some sort of it's a little bit untrackable, right? Because it's not like direct response right from an ad, but our sales have increased since we've done it. But it's a big commitment. And my fear, I guess, is people getting a little bit desensitized to when we go live and putting out content. So I wondered if you had any thoughts on that.
So, I mean, right now you're going live on your fan page every day, and then you share those into your Facebook group. One thing I would recommend, I mean, you can play with how often you go live on your fan page, but one thing I would play with is doing a weekly live stream specifically for your Facebook group.
In the group only, right?
And one layer that I think we may have breezed over with the context slightly, but there's a big difference between a live stream that's designed to build culture and a selling live stream.
Yeah.
So our Monday lives are undercover sales presentations.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot of value stories. We'll pinpoint a topic. Maybe it's even a Q&A. And at the end, we have our pitch for about 10 minutes. Are you doing call to actions on these lives?
I don't do a whole lot of call to actions because people are in a sort of a separate sales process going through our challenge and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, I would test out going live once a week directly in your group, similar to how we do, to where it's like you do an anticipation post, like whether it's a night live stream, you do a post that morning, like, hey, tonight we're going live with this topic. Right. Let us know if you'd like to attend, drop a comment, and then you go live right in the group at that time, blast out the replay out to everybody. I would test doing that and see what happens. Our show up rate is just, it's nuts. Like we used to kind of, like we've never done daily live streams. So we have done live streams in the past, like 2 to 3 days a week. And we noticed our actual attendance rate when we go live just once a week just skyrockets.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the comments and so forth, and more people in the group are seeing that when you go live right in the group versus sharing into the group. I think the algorithm just will push that up to more group members than if you were going live on your page.
Dave, is like, I think there's tons of value in those interviews. And you're probably thinking in your head, like, is this sustainable? Am I going to do this for the next 6 months to a year? There may be a point in time where you want to scale back slightly and you can really lean into the model. Yeah. And there's a little bit of a slight uniqueness to you interviewing someone a little bit free flow than like, hey, I'm Dave Sharp. I'm going live on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern to talk about blank.
Yeah.
Get your notepad out. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to ask questions. Comment below if you want to attend. you get a big surge of people just ready for this unique event. It's a unique touch, and you'll be able to control the messaging. You'll be able to control the topics, and you do a nice call to action at the end, and you can build on top of that over time. And then you can just keep stacking these interviews, maybe in the units.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a whole unit interview section of all your interviews that you're pulling from your fan page.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could talk to you guys, but I wanted to, I think if you type in clients and community, you guys will find their group. Go and check them out, stalk them. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to gain some fans and maybe even some clients from this, because not only are you guys have this dialed in and are specializing in the groups thing, but I really just want to give you guys some kudos for your clarity in your training style as well. It's like, you're really fun to listen to. I'm really proud of knowing you guys for as long as I have, and just proud of what you've done. I think you guys have put a great emphasis on your self-care too, Landon. If I'm not mistaken, you put out a post or something a while back about how you've been taking care of yourself. You guys are good dudes, man. You really are good dudes. And in an industry that's full of some shady characters, man. I mean, unfortunately, with the greatness, you get the not so great. You guys are some of the good guys, man. And I just want to give you guys mad props and kudos for that, and go and stalk these guys. These guys hopefully are going to be a new part of your support group and network that you guys can. And these are all some of our best clients here on. This was not a $97 mastermind. So I hope that you guys really also have gotten so much value. Those who are listening and a part of our mastermind got so much value from Landon and Stapes here. I just can't thank you guys enough for coming on. And any final words that you want to say before we transition?
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Big honor to be with you here today, dude. Had an absolute blast.
Yeah, really, just world class, dude. Like, really, just thank you. I mean, when me and Landon saw you in Empower and the things you did, I mean, you taught me a lot about communication, a lot about what was possible. You expanded my vision of being an entrepreneur. So, like, literally, this is almost a dream come true, man, to be able to meet you for the first time. This is our first time chatting. I don't know if you spoke with Landon, but just big gratitude, man. Big thanks.
All right. Well, let's stay connected. And, and again, thanks guys for coming on, and we are going to transition on to the next, we've got Mark Harbert now coming out. So I'm going to, all right, man. Thanks.
Thanks everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the training.